And
hello, everybody. Are you there? Claire, are you there?
I'm here, babe.
I'm here. I'm going to hope that some other people are there because we've had a few technology issues. We're still on holiday.
I've just done a bit of a workout. Someone's having a bit of a sweat here.
Oh.
Great. There we go. I wonder if someone could confirm for us that you can see us and hear us.
Yeah, because we've been battling to get to you.
Really have.
Battling.
It's been
trying very hard to be here. I'm going to give it a crack, and I'm going to say that my name's Jamila, and this is Claire.
Hi, guys.
And on Wednesday nights, we like to fold the washing.
Sure do.
And we're coming to you this evening from Wurundjeri Land here in Melbourne. We would like to pay our respects to elders, past, present, and emerging, and extend our extreme thanks to the person that's told us that they can hear and see us.
Thank you very much. It's working, and we're sorry we're late. Our love to you.
It's all my fault.
Look, not at all, but the technology changes so quickly, and the thing that we thought we had all worked out and ready to go is now changed. So, look, just thrilled to be able to be here with you.
We're here. And with all thanks to Marty and Claire, and no thanks to me, but we're just going to move on.
It's great to be with you. Sweethearts, are you on holiday? Are you like us, just slacking off?
I'm here straight from the pool. Like I've got frizzy chlorine hair.
You look amazing, like you've just come out of a beach shoot or something. What colour? I don't think I've often seen you with colour.
Well, yeah, even one of my neighbours was over and just said to me, she was like, "Oh, do you need a moment to, I was like, no. I'm going in like this.
Darlings, how have you all been? Let us know. I can see here a few comments. Darlings, remember with this way of doing a Facebook Live, you have to pop your name in the messages for us so that we can actually see who you are commenting.
Yes.
Let us know who you are and tell us where you are too and how the hell you've been. We've missed you. We just wanted to pop in really and check back in with the new year.
Yeah, we want to hear the best holiday location that you are coming to us from, and there will be a prize of thunderous applause for the best holiday location. I'm coming to you from my place.
Yeah.
It's not worthy of applause.
I'm coming to you from my place too, but in a couple of days' time, I am going on a beach holiday.
Really? Where are you going?
To my friend's holiday house.
Sounds like magic. Are they awesome and incredibly good-looking people?
They're really good-looking people with a lot of style and panache. I'm really excited.
That's me, but not my husband. We are very much looking forward to going on holiday with your glorious family. Oh, we've got people from Central Coast of New South Wales, people coming from Heathmont where it's clear and sunny. Tim's at home.
G'day. How are you?
Tim, I hope you're all right.
Yes.
Someone's at Phillip Island.
Oops.
Nice. Well played, everybody. You're doing holidays much better than us. And I don't know if your holidays got interrupted, if you had to cut your holidays short, if you got stuck somewhere. Oh, it's been a time.
We're playing a song for anyone who got stuck anywhere. There you go. That was sad music.
That was lovely.
Foster's at home in Melbourne. Millie's in Cowes. I was there last week celebrating my gorgeous sister-in-law's 40th. Not a bad place to be, old Cowes.
No, not at all.
I hear they're looking for hospitality staff at a number of the local establishments, my darling Millie. So if you know anyone who's looking for work, pop into the hotels and offer your services.
Claire, how was your break? What did you get done? What did you not get done, I hope?
Yeah, I had and am having a very deeply quiet time. This is not like me, but I just really have taken the break off, which is been really, really lovely. So, excuse me, hiccups. I'm sleeping. We've had this wonderful time of celebration. So since I last saw you, Jackie and Kelda, and all the crew. My darling Asha, my year 12, graduated from year 12, so we had all of her exams, and she aced it. She actually, you know, she's
Of course she did.
quite proud of herself. And this is good, but what's ensued is just lots of celebration, a lot of celebrating. Not necessarily me. We did have a party, but I mean, has anyone else got a child who's partying quite hard? It's always amazing the stamina that they have. And I'm sure we were the same, Jamila, but I'd just forgotten, actually.
My child's partying quite hard, but he's 5, so he's doing it in a slightly different way. But he did have 2 desserts tonight, so he's full.
Very, very nice. Hey, this is nice. You know, this year, if you're joining us here live for the first time, what we're doing here together is something that we did most Wednesdays throughout 2020, from March onwards, when we started this group. And the origin story of this group was really, the lockdown was a shock for all of us, and we made a joke. It wasn't even a lockdown yet. It was just a sort of conversation about things changing in March, and we made a joke about, you know, why don't we start a group called Quarantine with Jam and Clare. Quarantine wasn't actually a word we were using terrifically much at the time.
No, we thought it was going to be, though. We thought we'd all talk about quarantining all year, not isolating.
Yeah.
We just got the zeitgeist a bit.
Yeah, just a little. Although many people are still quarantining. And neither of us have. I mean, I didn't officially quarantine. I've got a couple of friends who've done it a few times in the hotels. I didn't do that, but that's what it was here for. We were just here to hang out and fold some washing and do some normal stuff and create a sense of normal. And gosh, it was really wonderful for us to be able to check in with you every week, and for you to help us feel normal and help us find something to do with our time, really.
It was the most ridiculous thing. I remember the number of times I told, you know, I jumped off a Zoom call with my mum and dad, and I was like, I have to go fold the washing with Claire on Facebook. People are relying on me. But it was, I think, we honestly, I think, relied on all of you showing up and sharing as much as you relied on our company. And I know we've got a whole lot of people in the group who live alone and who lived in Melbourne, and particularly last year that was a tough time, but there were a whole lot of us who were going through a difficult period for whatever reason, whether it was health challenges, relationship stuff, whether or not you lost someone you loved, whether or not you were struggling with mental health, which was pretty much everyone on to some degree, but some struggling more than others.
Unemployment, losing jobs, you know, a new mother.
Yeah.
Given birth for the first time in a year like this year, and it's isolating enough, you know, and people who wanted to, and their IVF was stopped, and people whose surgeries were delayed. I mean, there was so much that in our 10,000 strong group went on, you know, some of which we will never know the nuance of it for you, but it gave us a thrill to be able to hang out with you. I can tell you that much.
Claire, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being abominably awful 2020 level heap of poo.
Yeah.
And 10 being a really good, solid, happy year.
Yeah.
How are you feeling 2021 might shape up?
Are we allowed to do 7?
Yeah? You're allowed to do 7.
Look, to be honest, I'm going in without all of my rules, all of the things that made sense to me, the ways I judged or optimized about, you know, tried to be optimistic about this, that, and the other, in clinical senses, you know, and sort of being able to rationalize a number or so on. It's all gone from me. It's really curious. I'm keeping everything very much in the day because, and I'm someone who I do, you know, I 4 years ago, I had trouble reading the news every day. It overwhelmed me. Now I'm someone who's very much engaged with the cycle, and that's probably a habit that I acquired at the ABC, but it's also something that helps me. You know, my children are very into that too, so we get to have conversations about it. I check the news every day, but there's a level above that or perhaps below that where I try not to think into the future too much at the moment. I'm probably still pretty, like, to be honest, pretty shell-shocked by all the change that happened in the last 12 months. For those of you who are new here, I lost my mum to pancreatic cancer in August, and it was sort of started at the top of COVID. So for us, it was a big year, and I reckon my head's still getting its way around that. So I don't have a number. I'm not there yet. Tell me about you. What about your number? What have you got? Anyone, if you want to write your number in the comments, 10 being you're not at all excited about the year and you're scared, 1 being you're quite excited about it and you're optimistic.
Did you just reverse the scale?
Oh, did I? Okay, great. Forget it. Say it again, Jen.
7 is now not meaningful and 3 years.
Let's do it the original one. Was 10 good?
Okay, 10 is like a good, normal, solid, happy year. Right? There's a couple ups and downs in it, but it's mostly you get to the end and you're like, great year, we had a good time.
I don't aim for an 8, you know, in that space.
Yeah.
Why we don't aim for it.
And 2020 for most of us was a 0, right? Look, you might be different, but for most of us was a 0. I think at the moment I'm at a 3, optimistic for a 4 or a 5.
Yeah, I hear you.
Really, like, so Catherine's going for a 7. That's better.
Catherine, if I said 7s are not allowed, what would you do? Because I think 7 is the factor upon which we often say don't quite say what we're
in between. It's an in between, right? Someone said hoping for a solid 4. That's me. I'm like, it's going to be a 3. God, I'd love a 4. I feel really good on a 4. I feel like we achieved something.
Yeah. I actually think, I mean, the thing is too, it's such a big question because globally versus us ourselves. Now, me, every day I'm still waking up, trying each day to start my day in the routine of gratitude, being grateful for, you know, the little blessings, the health, the fact that here in Melbourne, at least, I know you're from all over, but we haven't gone back into lockdown, and there's still that sort of sense of, oh, there's a bit of freedom here, you know. So there's much to be joyful about each day. But I think the trick is, I don't know if you're the same, but when my head starts going ahead, it just, I don't have anything there anymore. It's not that I don't set, you know, I'm sort of, my goals are always more about feelings or senses, or, you know, I leave lots of room in my goals. I'm not so, but anyway, look, Jackie said 2 to 3, not aiming high. It feels like it's still 2020. Nothing much has changed. Still unpredictable.
I'm with Jackie.
Yeah. But others are saying, you know, there's some 7s there. There's some, I'd be really deeply curious to know if there's some life coach on the line who's like, 10, babe. I'm aiming for a 10. I would genuinely.
I'm dancing into 2021.
I'd love that. And then I'd say, I want what she's having.
Yeah, indeed. And I don't say this to get people down. I just think a year where, you know, it begins with borders shutting on the 31st of December and a lot of people rushing home and panicking and cancelled holidays. And then, I don't know about everyone else, but I had some really strong memories of the fires over the New Year period 12 months ago. And I think I had that realization of how many people suffered at that point in time who I'd just forgotten about, like who normally I think their suffering would have been quite at the top of my mind for a long period, but because of COVID, it was almost like it was erased. And I almost had a moment of going, that's right, catastrophic climate change, that's scary. And then, of course, what's been happening in the United States, it's hard to look away from. So I think it's a year of that we're beginning with apprehension. But I'm going to ask you this, Claire. Okay. My son and I at night with his dad, we always do what was the happiest thing that happened to you today and what was the hardest thing. And I think we've talked about some of the hard things over the last few weeks, but for 2021 so far, what's been the happiest bit? What has delighted you about 2021?
Look, we've had some wonderful dinner parties with friends, actually getting together, like really great, you know, up till 4 a.m. yabbering and politicking with all different generations, you know, my daughter's friends and my friends and, you know, so that's been pretty precious, actually. We've had some good connecting and good celebration. Yeah, that's been my highlight, I think.
Good.
And to qualify this, I couldn't do it every day. I can't socialise yet like I used to. I wonder if anyone else is the same here. I've only really been able to do that a couple of times, then I have to sleep for the whole next day. Yeah. How about yourself? What's your highlight been?
I think it's been the glimpses of normality and I'm like you. I'm a really social person. I think I'm a bit more extroverted.
Yeah.
And I have really missed people and having a lot of people around. And the past sort of 4 or 5 weeks have just been full of people. And I've been doing a lot of my favorite thing, which is having people I love around and feeding them. It's my favorite thing to do.
She's a very good cook. She's a very good cook, you guys.
But I love having people around. I love my friends enjoying each other's company. I like my family enjoying each other's company. And it's felt like there's been, we can't have 30 or 40 people over, but we've been able to have, here in Melbourne, we've been allowed to have 15 over. And that's a few families and their kids. And it's felt almost normal. We still don't hug each other when people come in the door. There's this like, yeah, I've missed you. Yeah. With this bob. Has anyone else in Melbourne been doing the bob? They don't do it interstate.
Here's something that I want our friends to know about you, speaking of being interstate. So you were interstate for Christmas. You were with family. But that thing about trusting your instincts, talk about that and how you got home the way you got home. Because I think that's really, really, really interesting.
I don't know. So we were in Canberra for Christmas, and our plan was to head to Eden on the south coast of New South Wales with some friends on the 30th. And I felt funny about it since before Christmas Day. But I didn't want to let my husband and my son down. So I was like, I know I can't be that person. I don't want to be the wowzer of the family who says we're not going. And on the 29th, I just turned to my husband and was like, I don't think it's a good idea. And he looked at me and went, oh, thank God. Good. We got to go home. It's stupid. We need to go home. And we went home the next day. And thank goodness, because all our mates who did take that holiday had to do that midnight dash and ended up in traffic. And there were some people who got stuck at the border for 5 hours. And if you were one of them, I am so, so sorry.
Is there anyone else who's still stuck? Because there are.
Yeah, some people are.
They're like several thousand, aren't they? Aren't there like 2,000 people still stuck?
Yeah. I hope you're home soon.
Yeah.
I hope you've got good friends and family who are going to cook for you and look after you while you're isolating. If not, call us.
Yeah. I'm terrible at Facebook. The truth is I don't get messages. If anyone here has ever intimately messaged me and not received a message back, I swear I love you. I'm just crap at Facebook. I'm quite good at Instagram.
Me too. I'm quite good at Instagram, but I still do miss things on Instagram. And the other day I was scrolling through my Instagram direct messages and this lovely woman had messaged me saying she was really nervous about her brain surgery.
Oh,
and I had missed it. And so I sent this panicked essay back to her being like, I'm sure you're fine and everything's going to be okay. And if you happen to have put it off, just let me know here if you need. And she wrote back and said, I did put it off. So had it feel better. So there you go. Sometimes it's okay that you miss them.
It's hard to be honest to miss things. You just do. We miss things as like we haven't. There will be a point in the future, in our children's future, where there's some other way of filtering, making sure, checking in, communicating. That's not so slow as we are now. Except maybe I've thought about this often, like I keep trying to think about the future of technology. We've got this incredible situation at the moment. I just got an email from Parler, which I joined up to try and suss out some group at some point or, saying something extraordinary. I'm like, we're at this really weird juncture of global communication and everything's going to change. I think they're terrifically interesting times, but I'm not letting any of it I feel like we're just holding tight for the next 11 days, really, aren't we?
I think that you are 100% right. Yeah. Claire, we wanted to get together tonight, even though we are clearly still in holiday mode and not back with you all at all, not in a proper way, which we will be during the year. There will be things to do. There were all events to be had and exciting stuff going on. But Claire, we wanted to talk a little bit about our plans for this community in 2021.
Well, you know how we hung out heaps with you
Heaps.
in 2020, which was really fun for us, and we'll keep doing that, I'm sure. But Jamila has generously organised something for you guys as a little bit of a special treat for anyone who's here.
I love that you're playing the odd piano key to emphasise our point. So, folks, we will be with you a little less regularly during 2021 as the world opens up a little bit more, as those vaccines roll out, as hopefully Australian cities and towns stay as not locked down as possible. You won't need us as much. We will, however, be dropping into your feeds on a Wednesday night now and again to fold some washing, to sing some songs, to see how you are. We will let you know when we're doing that. Occasionally we'll have a special guest. And, of course, we will be doing more Tea with Jam and Clare events, both online and hopefully when we can in person. We will have news about Julia Gillard coming up soon. So stay tuned. We will keep doing those events and we will keep entertaining you online and bringing you great people, even if it is a little less regular. But when we asked all of you about what you had loved most about this community, besides hanging out with us and folding washing, which we will continue to do, you said that you loved the book club with Astrid, and you said that you loved cooking with Alice Zaslavsky. And I am really excited to let you know that the team at Future Women, who I work with as my day job, have offered to take over those two activities, and they are going to pay Astrid and Alice and look after them and reinvest in their work in the way that they deserve, because they have been extraordinary contributors of time and generosity and expertise all of 2020 for you guys and for our benefit. So Future Women is going to take that over starting in like 2 weeks. So that's all going to kick off really soon. They're going to be doing a book club every 6 weeks. We have already collated the list and it is extraordinary. I'm 3 books in. I've actually got to slow down because I'm just reading the whole list. That's the other good bit. For those of you who aren't members of Future Women, of course, it's a paid organisation. Future Women are going to give anyone who is a member of Tea with Jam and Clare a free 6-month membership, so that you can get there and you can get involved and you can have
so generous. So beautiful and generous of you guys.
It's not me, it's totally the boss.
She's a great boss.
Yes. And I think you've all met Helen McCabe because she's come on a quarantine with Jam and Clare once upon a time in the middle of that lockdown.
It's a beautiful community. Beautiful community and professional.
Yes.
Professional women there.
And we felt a lot of synergies with this community. I think we're a more relaxed, lovely, chatty community, and it's a bit more of a serious one over at Future Women. But they wanted to move into books. They wanted to be doing more things like the cooking club and having some more casual chats as well. And I think that will be really lovely. So you, right now, friends, and I'll put some more details in later, but you want to write this down.
Right.
You come onto the Future Women website, which is futurewomen.com.au, and you check out with a red membership.
Oh, right.
A red membership, and you use the code QWJAC for Quarantine with Jam and Clare. QWJAC.
One more time.
Quarantine with Jam and Clare. That's your code.
W.
Don't make me do it again. QWJAC. Which, you know, if we ever form a celebrity relationship, we're going to need to come up with something better because that's not a good one. Not catchy. It will reduce the cost of your membership to nothing.
Great.
So we will be kicking off the book club at the end of January. We'll be kicking off cooking in February, and there's a whole lot more that goes on over there as well in that community. There are newsletters, there are podcasts, there are conversations, there are live events like the ones that we do. So if you are at home and you are feeling a bit lonely or disconnected and you want that conversation and company again, when we can't be there for you, you can sort it out.
Spreading the love.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that. Okay, I've put the website up here, but some kind people, as always, have got in those comments. They've put the code up, and I'm sure, Jam, that you'll be making some kind of post. Or...
I will do a big post in the group. So if you did miss any of that, I can put it in there, and I'll be putting it up on my social media,
right,
as well. So you'll be able to grab it there too.
Good. That is so beautiful. I can see some.
Yay! Oh, and guess what?
What?
This is our first book for book club. Guys, it's so good. Britt Bennett is an actual genius. Author of the
point of the book, did you realise the genii?
I mean, I already knew because I'd read The Mothers, so I knew she was absolutely glorious. But this is sensational, and I have so much to talk about, so you need to join the book club so that I can unpack my many, many feelings about this book. Thank you.
Carly Finlay's here. Hi, Carly. Mwah. Hi, baby girl. Hi to all of you.
Hi, Carly.
Carly, that's so exciting. You've come at the special end bit, my darling. So to recap, whenever you're friends with Jamila, there'll always come a point where you get some kind of job, you know, like she organises a job for you. So although Alice and Astrid just started doing the book club and the cooking club out of the goodness of their heart, it's thrilling for us that future women can take that over and actually reward them in the way that they deserve, and sort of also allow them to have a broader audience. It's so exciting.
Now, someone's just asked what happened before. We're all volunteers, lovely person.
Yeah, we're all...
including me and Claire.
Exactly, but yeah, we love it. You know, we just love, and it's been very precious for us to be together. Now, sweethearts, I've had a couple of people asking about the gig. We did a gig at Sovereign Hill the other day and why we didn't advertise it. So my band and I did our very first gig, and the reason is it wasn't because some of you are like, I'm on the mailing list and I didn't hear about it. And I got a few emails. Of course, please do join the mailing list if you want to know about the gigs, and you get a free EP and all the rest of that. So there's another nice, exciting thing. But we didn't mention it on the mailing list because there was a COVID scare at a certain point, and I think just between you and I, and there was some talk that they didn't actually want it. It was a bit uncomfortable to have it advertised. I was slightly worried about numbers and that kind of a thing. So that's why we didn't get the word out. So I am sorry we missed it. But we had a wonderful time, and we will be playing more gigs, of course, in the coming years. So we'll be making lots more music and fun and games.
That is so good. I just want to say, folks, if you haven't got onto Audible this year, checked out the work Claire has been doing there, we haven't had enough time to plug. Can you please tell everyone about the little Audible project that so many people are recommending to me in a way that I have to go, excuse me, you are speaking of my close and personal friends. Tell us about
I made a thing in COVID. We've mentioned it before, but it's useful if you struggle like I have with your inner critic or with that voice of doubt that gets in the way. And sometimes, particularly around this date, excuse my hair. Like I said, this is workout hair. This is unwashed, the great unwashed. But around this date in January, many people's New Year's resolutions have fallen. And the voice of the inner critic is telling you that it's too late and it's all over and all the rest of it. Tame Your Inner Critic is a podcast, basically. It's an audio book. It's free with Audible membership. And it was there just to remind you of some very, very useful techniques to overcome that voice of your inner critic. We tried to make it different. We tried to do it with humour and with music and with...
It's so good, and it's so funny.
Thanks, sweetheart.
Because often I find content in that space, which a lot of people will call self-help,
personal,
really saccharine, and I get put off. Whereas somehow you manage to make it heartfelt, meaningful, and hysterical.
You do.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you. Look, so there's all sorts of wonderful projects. Keep your eye on Jamila, as I've said before. She only released, I think it was 7 books last year. So this year, I'm not quite sure what's going to happen, but rest assured, we will always keep you in touch with all of our projects, and it's exciting. We'd love you to do the same. with us. We want to hear what you're up to and what 2021 brings to you. So although we'll be popping in less than we did most likely in 2020, we're still here, we're still around, and you give us lots of courage.
And if there's anything you're hoping for, anything you're looking for, anyone you'd be desperate to hear from, we will always try and make it happen. So please shout out if that is the case. And hopefully, very much hopefully, we will be back with Tea with Jam and Clare at some point in a room together. That sounds kind of gross, but
almost
I'd like it to be nice in 2021. We would like to do that.
All right, sweethearts, don't forget to join up at futurewomen.com.au. As Jamila mentioned before, it's free for 6 months, which I think is just wonderful. Have some fun there. Start your new year with joy and hopefulness, and just assume that it's going to be 10. This year's going to be just a massive 10.
Okay.
Really fun book. Just final tip, my Uncle John once mentioned that his favourite book was called How to Not Worry or something like that by Dale Carnegie, who wrote How to Make Friends and
Influence people.
Anyway, my sister Anna sent me a link to it the other day on YouTube. If you're feeling blue, have a listen to that. It's really, really fun. It's so old-fashioned and it gets so many things so terrifically wrong, but you can tell that so many things are right. And if you can't sleep, I've got always tips for when you can't sleep. Just have a little listen to the voice from the 1920s. It's really fantastic.
And with that, everyone, sleep well. Take care of yourselves. It was lovely to see you. Happy New Year, and we will be back with you really, really soon.
Adios, beautifuls.
Bye.
Bye. I'm stopping the stream.